Megan Fitzpatrick has drawn the very fantastic assignment yet again this morning of heading down to talk to commuters as they arrive in downtown Toronto and finding, I am sure, more gems. We've had some fantastic conversations with you and fans, Megan. Who are you finding today?
Good morning, Heather. Yeah, some of the fans I'm meeting this morning, honestly, they are admitting that they're a little tired from watching all the games this week, especially that marathon one the other night where people had to stay up very late. But despite their fatigue, they are very pumped and very excited for tomorrow night. They are thrilled that the series is coming back to Toronto and that the Jays have a chance to win the World Series at home. Fans are talking about what an amazing game that was last night, especially that first pitch home run that Davis Schneider got, followed quickly by that home run by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So people just kind of pumped up from last night's game. Then, you know, here at Union Station, Heather, of course, as we've been seeing for the last few weeks, lots of people wearing Jays hats, jackets, sweatshirts, all the gear. People talking about what a great vibe it is in the city right now. They're just loving it. And they are also loving Trey Yesavage and his performance last night, talking about that with lots of fans this morning as well. This amazing story of this rookie and his standout historic record-setting performance last night. Here's a bit of what I'm hearing from fans about Yesavage and the Jays' big win last night.
I think he's kind of just embodied everything about this Blue Jays team, about kind of just being under the radar to a lot of people. And I think last night he showed again, like he did against the Yankees, how good he's going to be for the next, hopefully, 15 years.
We had our little boy up for it. We kept him up for a bit of it, and because it's just so historic, I think, for the country, I think for the city. It's just everyone's coming together, and we can't wait.
It couldn't be more fantastic. I was there when Joe Carter hit the big shot, and being on the couch with my girls to relive that memory and create new ones for themselves, I'm so looking forward to it.
So a lot of people staying up past their bedtimes, young and old, Heather, including myself, to take in these games. One comment from a fan really struck me. He said, friendship has powered the Jays to this point. He was talking about the dynamic on the team, how these guys really seem to genuinely like each other, that friendship, long friendship between Bo Bichette and Guerrero Jr. And he said that's made it even more fun to watch this team and, fans happy for them that they've gotten to this point. One fan I met, I want to mention because she had kind of a unique story. Last Friday at Game 1, she was part of that group of people on the field that formed the Canadian and American flags. She said she answered a casting call that was put out for people that had experience doing drill and color guard. And she also plays baseball herself. And she said she never imagined she'd be standing on the field at Rogers Centre during a World Series game. Here's what she told us about the experience.
I play a lot of softball, and so for me it was connecting my worlds, and it was just, being there for not only being on the field for the national anthem, but singing it there with the choir and having 40,000 people. It was just surreal.
So what a cool experience for her. She said it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The other thing we're talking to fans about today, Heather, are their plans for watching the game tomorrow night. It is Halloween tomorrow, as we know, and so fans that are parents are talking about how they're going to be juggling going out and trick-or-treating with the kiddos tomorrow and making sure they're home in time or wherever they plan on watching the game for that 8 p.m.-ish start. It could be the fastest trick-or-treating ever for some families tomorrow, I think. Also, some people telling me what their routines are for watching the game. One fan saying he's been wearing the same Jays hat every game that they've won. He said he's hasn't taken it off basically for the last couple of weeks. He will be wearing the same outfit he's been wearing. He doesn't want to jinx anything. So it's fun to hear people's kind of game routines and superstitions. People not wanting to ruin anything for the Jays' prospects of winning it at home here in Toronto tomorrow night.
Megan, listen, just fantastic. Yes, you're right. It'll either be a trick or a treat for the Jays tomorrow night. And our viewers are sending us in pumpkin pictures carved with the Jays logo on it. So people are very much comboing the two. Megan, thank you. Looking forward to more conversations next hour with you there at Union Station. So we have been hearing from so many of you, and these pictures have the most incredible vintage Jays merch. People in their sweatshirts from the 92-93 World Series, their vintage gear, the caps. There's the PJs. That was fun from back in 1993. Fond reminder of past glory and inspiration for fans who are enjoying the current playoff run. As our next guest knows, that gear is in high demand because Cameron Stubbins, he and his wife own and run Swisha House Vintage and Thrift in Oakville, Ontario. And look who our guest is this morning, Cameron Stubbins. Welcome to our program.
Good morning, Heather.
How are you doing? This is a fantastic backdrop.
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. How about the game last night? It started off with a hit, no pun intended.
With a hit, and then another pitch later, like 3 pitches in, 2 hits, and that was really all the team needed. It was incredible.
Exactly.
I have a question. Do you have a bell on the door of your shop there in Oakville?
We definitely do.
So is it ding, ding, dinging a whole lot lately? Is there a lot of traffic into your store right now?
Most definitely. Blue Jays, it's been almost impossible to keep Blue Jay merch, vintage merch on the racks.
What are people looking for?
So mostly jerseys, ball caps for sure, T-shirts, old crew necks, a little bit of pennants and, different odds and ends, but mostly caps and jerseys, hats we've sold out of. I want to say even before the actual World Series run, like through the playoffs, hats are gone. Anything World Series, a thing of the past, it's almost impossible to keep on the shelf. And I have a few pieces that I was lucky enough to keep,
I see a pendant on the wall over there, exactly what you're talking about. What is that? What is that in hand?
Yeah, so this is a Toronto 91 All-Star Game pennant, along with an All-Star jersey that we got from the original owner who went to the game.
Amazing. What else? Anything else that's easily at hand that you can show me?
So just a few other crew necks, nothing. It's like I say, it's been almost impossible to keep Blue Jay merch on the shelf. So much so that whenever I wear my 92 caricature T-shirt, people are offering to buy it off of me. I think $200 was the biggest offer I've had so far.
Okay, I was going to ask about that because it certainly has caught my eye. What is the story of that shirt?
So again, 92 Blue Jays caricature. So the first year we won, I got it also from the same gentleman I've got the All-Star crew neck from. And this one I'm keeping. It is not for sale. I've been a longtime fan. I was in the Junior Jays club growing up. I was 9 and 10 during the first World Series runs we had. And this one's staying. You could offer me... everything has a price.
Everything has a price, Cameron.
I don't think this one's leaving me. Honestly, I'm gonna die with this one.
That's fantastic. I love it, and I can understand why people are offering it on it. So I'm just wondering. You said that the gentleman came in with that sweatshirt there, but where do you get stuff? It seems that there's an awful lot. I've been struck by how many people do have at home their 92s and 93s and all sorts of other Jays memorabilia. Maybe more than I expected. People have been hanging on to it. Where do you get? How are you able to access it?
So, I'm lucky enough now, like having the store, like I say, people do come in and, they'll want to get rid of things or purge and, Blue Jay stuff for sure, especially World Series stuff. People seem to just have it in the closet. And I guess now maybe wish they're hanging on to it, but at the time, just getting rid of it. Another way is garage sales. Obviously, like your Value Village, Goodwills. There's, Goodwill bins you can buy by the pound. So there's a few different outlets and Facebook Marketplace, which I think this morning I just saw somebody post up a jacket they want $1 million for. Price is firm. So
what jacket is that? What jacket
it's
would
a
be $1 million?
bulletin jacket. It's a bulletin jacket. It definitely, I don't think he'll get $1 million. It might be a joke, but I do see T-shirts going for $500, $600, and people are buying it if they have the means. You see ticket prices and that. So if you've got the money and you want to have the look,
it's there.
You can definitely fetch it.
What's the most valuable thing you have sold?
So probably this crew neck here, I actually had sold and was able to get back just for this interview. I sold it around 160. Right now, it would be north of 200 for sure. A lot of the caps that might be in the 80 to 100 range, definitely you could be getting 150 up to 200. And a lot of the jackets, the World Series jackets, unfortunately, I don't have any to show you, but they are just skyrocketing. So it's highly in demand, all Blue Jay gear, especially vintage. It's definitely well sought after right now, especially with what's going on.
What's going on? Listen, we have at home one of those OG white paneled hats. I was thinking that might be worth a little bit more when it comes out.
Definitely, bring it on in.
Bring it on in. Tell me about being 9 and 10, being part of the Junior Jays program and watching your team win the World Series in those seasons, Cameron, and what
it
you
was
remember
amazing.
at
I
that
was
time.
Exactly. I was lucky enough, my mom and dad took me to so many games. I didn't get to go to any World Series games, but I definitely saw Joe Carter do a few grand slams. And one thing we got in the Junior Jays was brunch with the Jays. So we got to meet a few of them, like Pat Borders, Olerud. And I mean, I grew up like that with Cedar Gaston. I'm watching the 92 series right now on VHS. Yeah. So we know the outcome of this one. So let's hope, we can bring it home and do it again.
Well, you write the story for me. Write me the script for how this story ends. What do you think's going to happen in Game 6, and who are you watching for to be the hero of Game 6, do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't want to, jinx anything or that,
True.
but I think we're taking it. I mean, the Jays have shown, everyone said, Dodgers are going to crush us, blah, blah, blah. We've shown differently, and I'm definitely bandwagon like Vladdy for sure. I mean, it would be so nice to see. You see the videos, throwbacks of him with his dad when he was a young guy, and now he's got his daughter, on the field, and it's just that would be so amazing to see him get the World Series here. Well,
Here to that. Such a pleasure to meet you, Cameron, and I'll let you get back. You got to get ready for another busy business day, I would dare say.
Most definitely.
Thanks a lot for setting things up so interestingly for us today. You can go back and watch that 92 series, see if it sets the table
Perfect.
for
Thank
tomorrow.
you so much.
Thanks a lot, and thanks to all of our
Okay.
viewers. The photos keep coming in that vintage Jays gear. As always, you can reach us and send in your photos to morninglive@cbc.ca.
And the Jays are also getting some support south of the border, too. The city of Dunedin, Florida, just over 2,000 kilometers away from Toronto, will be cheering for the Canadian team. It is the home, this Florida community, to the team's spring training camp, and where the Jays fandom has reached fever pitch. And the mayor of Dunedin, Florida, Mo Freeney, joins us now. Mayor Mo, thank you so much for making time for us.
Hey, happy to be here. We're completely psyched in Dunedin, Florida, I can tell you that. We love our Blue Jays.
Well, we love to hear it over here in Canada, in Toronto. And the World Series, of course, could come to a close tomorrow with Game 6. How are you feeling? I know which team you're rooting for.
So we're all into the Blue Jays. We've been following it. I actually went myself to the first 2 games of the World Series in Toronto. At the same time, we were having watch parties here. Obviously, now I'm back home in Dunedin. And tomorrow night, we're in the stadium right now, TD Ballpark, and we'll have a huge watch party, community watch party here. And they've been getting bigger and better all the time. Everybody's psyched. Everybody believes here. We know they're going to do it. And we're not going to jinx them, though, one game at a time.
And I want to get to those watch parties in just a minute. But first, I want to ask you a little bit about the players' connection within the community. How do people living there feel about the players on this team? Because they do spend a considerable amount of time there.
So people just feel connected. As I've said, the Toronto Blue Jays are part of our fabric. They're family. They live in our community. They're around our community. They just built a Jays Hotel where the minor league players stay. It's on Dunedin Causeway. They're just such a part of us, and we love them. And next year, we go into our 50th year of spring training with the Blue Jays, which was also their 50th year as they go into for MLB franchise. And but our high school team plays on this field for their games, Dunedin High School. So they are just part of us, and they're involved in sponsoring a lot of things as a corporate sponsor. And we know the leadership team; they're amazing people, and the players, of course, have worked so hard for this. We want it all.
Yes, that is definitely the slogan that you hear again and again. And it's just interesting to hear south of the border because, of course, we know that tensions have sort of been there between the Canadians and the U.S. And Canadians aren't traveling as much to the United States either. But we've still got the support in the World Series from your community. Tell me a little bit more about how you guys will be cheering on the Canadian team.
So we had 3 watch parties during the Seattle Blue Jay series, and then we've of course, and as we came into the World Series, we've had watch parties every night, and we'll just continue to support. It's going to be exciting out here. We of course have our superstitions. We have Jay Ball, who's kind of been a humanized beach ball now that has to be in a certain place as we look at the screen, and I have a little Blue Jay bird, stuffed bird that has to be at a certain place on the chair, and tomorrow night, I'll be wearing my white Blue Jay jersey because that's been the winning jersey. So,
Okay, well, we'd love to hear a little bit about superstitions, and if they work, then more power to you. That is for certain. I'm wondering if there's any anecdotes that come to mind since the community and even yourself have had a chance to sort of interact with the leadership and possibly members of the team.
so obviously, we're coming into our 50th year in partnership. And so we really know we've been through a lot of negotiating sessions with the leadership team. We've been involved with the player complexes, et cetera. So we just know the people. And so, as I've said, it's so much more than a ball game for us. This is our family. These are people that we love, we have friendships with, we respect. We know how hard they've worked for this. I personally love Mark Shapiro. I just think he is a great leader and a really great person. I am wanting him to lift up that trophy along with all the players, and so it's we're excited here.
I want to ask you, too, of course, you're not missing watching a single game. What has been the highlight for you thus far in the series?
You know, it's really hard. Obviously, game 4 with the Yankees was great, but game 7 with Seattle, we were in Pioneer Park, which is our downtown park, for that watch party. And it was when Springer hit that home run in the bottom of the 7th, it was electrifying. I mean, it was just awesome. So that moment stands out. Hard to beat actually being at the World Series for the first game, because that was like nothing could go wrong, and that was exciting. And now being back home and being able to know that we're going to take this, it's just going to be electrifying. So there's just a lot of moments, and you're right. And hey, many of us were still up at 3 a.m. or 20 to 3 when it ended the long game, but that just fired our Blue Jays up more, didn't it?
It sure seems like it, because they came back to win. They rebounded well. You know, you were at game 1. I know you've got these big parties happening in Dunedin. Is there any travel plans in your future?
You know, it's funny. I've had quite a few people saying, "Are you going to go back for, to get back to the World Series?" I said, no. I said, no, I got to be with my people here in Dunedin now. This is where we love our Blue Jays. We're a community. We're going to celebrate in this community and send all our love up to Toronto to get it done.
Well, we love to see it, and I'm sure the team very much appreciates all of that support. Go Jays. Thank you, Mayor Mo Freeney.
Thank you.
Mo Freeney is the mayor of Dunedin, Florida. Thank you.